Hello everyone! I made this video to introduce you to the beta version of a system that was made with intention of adding an additional gameplay loop in order to spice up a little the logistics part of the game. I will show you what the system does and also how to prepare your mission files so you can use it in your operations. At this moment, system features supply tracker, searchable crates, claimable vehicles, and salvageable wrecks. The system itself makes use of Njima Simple Tasks. I really recommend checking out his website as it contains plenty of very useful tools and scripts alike. But now, let us focus on the supply system. We will start with the supply tracker. If you navigate to your maps and then open the Tasks tab, you will notice a task called Claimed Supplies. It shows current number of supplies like ammunition, medical supplies, and scrap. Supply Tracker also keeps track of ammunition and medical supplies usage across the operation. The values are being updated whenever a player spends a magazine or certain number of medical items. Now about the searchable crates. By pasting a certain piece of code both in editor and ongoing scenario, a mission maker can easily make supply crates searchable. If players find any supplies inside the boxes, they can bring them back to the hunter and put them into supply drop where they will be added to the pool visible in supply tracker. In a similar fashion, mission maker can make a vehicle claimable. Vehicles claimed by players will be visible as separate tasks and their location will be marked on map as long as they haven't been destroyed. Vehicles that will make it to the end of the scenario can be later added to Quartermaster's logbook on Discord. Again, by placing a piece of code into an object's init or execution field, Zeus can make them salvageable. Salvaging is only available to players with engineer permissions. Salvaging, for example a wreck, may produce a crate containing scrap that similarly to ammunition and medicaments can be brought back to the hunter. So now let's talk about necessary mission settings. After you save your mission and place scripts inside the mission folder, you have to find a file called initserver.sqf. Just as a reminder, your mission files are usually stored in Documents folder, ARMA-free other profiles, your profile name, MP missions, mission name. When you find initserver.sqf, just open it in a Notepad or Notepad++. I will be using the other one, but steps remain the same. If it's your first time opening an SQF file, just right-click on initserver.sqf, select Open With, then pick Notepad or other text editor of your liking, and click OK. When the file opens, you will be presented with quite a lengthy text file, but you only need to focus on the first few lines, here. So, the DNT underscore ammo count obviously refers to starting count of ammunition. Then DNT medical count analogically refers to medical supplies, and no surprise DNT underscore scrap count refers to amount of scrap we start with. You should take those values from Quartermaster's logbook channel on GD Discord and update them before you provide your mission to Server Manager. So let's go there. So we are already on the GD Discord. Here is the Quartermaster's logbook. Here you can see the list of supplies. So here is the ammunition. So now we should go back to our initserver.sqf file and update the values accordingly. So here it was, okay, 818. For DNT medical count, let's check this out. So it should be 7. And for scrap is here. For scrap, the value checks out. After updating the values in initserver.sqf, you should save the file. Now that we have updated the initial supplies count, let us see how to run the script on our file. Script can be both added in the editor and an ongoing operation. Let us start with the editor. As I have already mentioned, you can create 4 types of supplies: ammunition, medicaments, vehicles, and scrap. Ammunition and medical supplies should be created on supply boxes that players can carry. While script can be applied to large boxes and props, it does not always behave as expected, so I prefer to stick, for example, to JLTS ammo supply containers, like this one here, or FreeAS large supply crate medical for medical supplies, like this one here. In order to turn an object into a supply, you need to place this line in object attributes and edit it slightly. Let us break it down so it's less scary. An example. If you wanted to create a crate with ammo supplies, you'd need to make it look like on the video. You only need to edit values in the square brackets, so starting from the left we have following arguments. This refers to the object we place script on and it should remain untouched. Underscore type can be either ammunition, medicaments, vehicle, or scrap. Depending on the value corresponding supply will be created. Don't forget about the double quotation marks or the script won't work. Next is underscore mod. On default you can leave it at 0. Changing this argument can increase the chance of finding supplies by players or decrease it when changed with a negative number, for example -5. It's worth noting here that this value does nothing if underscore type is set to vehicles. And last argument, underscore size, determine how much space a crate will take in transport vehicle cargo, so setting for example to 5 will make a crate of size 5, and in order to load it into vehicle it will need to have at least 5 units of cargo space remaining. If you can't be bothered with that, I suggest to leave it at 2, and keep in mind this value needs to be greater than 0. If you'd like to read more or just easily copy this line so you don't have to type it yourself, I recommend heading to your mission folder where in DNT supplies directory a README file can be found. There you can find more details about using the script. So now that we have a line ready, let us put it in the object's attribute field. While in editor, either double click on an object or right click it and from the context menu select attributes. In the window that opened, just type this expression we already have been looking at. In this case, let's assume we are going to create an ammo supply. So we have to type this, comma, double quotation, ammunition, double quotation. In this case, I would like to make sure we are going to find a supply, so I'm going to type 20 and let's keep size at 2. Let's close the square bracket. Now exec vim and the directory where the script is located, dnt supplies. Supplies dnt create supplies dot sqf. Let's close double quotation. Alright, and this at the end. After that, press OK or hit enter, and that's basically it. So now we have a one box, but let us already add the script to the other objects. So we will create also the medical supply, vehicle, and reg as well. So let's go back to the init field of the weapon box we have put the script into. We can just copy it. So let's select it and press Ctrl C, close the window, and now let's open the other crate. But in this case, I'd like it to be the medical supplies, so instead of ammunition, let's type medicaments, and let's leave the other parameters, arguments as they are. Now, we also would like to create a claimable vehicle, so same deal here. Let's paste it here, and then instead of ammunition, let's type vehicle, rest remains the same. And here we have a reg of a bark speeder. So this one is going to be a scrap to salvage, so instead of ammunition, let's type scrap. As you can see, it's not very complicated, but can take a bit of time to get it right, especially if you want to create more supplies than I showed. I will show you a small trick you can use to quickly apply script to multiple objects at once. First, we are going to get our line again, so let's copy it. And now, here we have a stack of crates, so just select them all. Select all the objects you want to put a script on. Now, right click on one of them, go to the attributes, and here is again the field, init field, so we put the script in it. And now you will see that each object has the script applied on it. Same goes for the other supplies, like vehicle. So you can just right click on them, put the line inside. In this case, we'd like to change this line to vehicles, and both are going to have the line applied to them. So now a small presentation of how the script works. Assuming we have script correctly initialized, a player can approach a container and search for it like this. Well, if player finds any supplies, like we did right now, a task is created that shows how much ammunition or other supply have been found and its current location on the map. If supply gets destroyed, the task will be removed, but if a player manages to bring it back to the hunter and put it into the supply depot, which is right in front of me, let us bring it inside. So if the player brings this crate inside the supply depot, the crate will disappear and the pool found, the amount of the ammunition found, will be added to the pool in the claimed supplies task. So the same thing is going to happen, for example, for medical. So for right now we do have 7 units of medical supplies. So let's search through this crate. And here we found 28 units. So let's bring them back to the supply depot. And as you can see, the value here have been updated. It works in similar fashion for scrap, though keep in mind that in order to salvage, you do need engineer perms. And for vehicles, well, at this current state of the scripts, there's only a task created which allows person responsible for updating the quartermaster logbook on Discord to track the amount of vehicles claimed by the players. You don't have to bring it back to the hunter. As long as it stays alive, it can be counted as claimed, but if it gets destroyed, it's going to be removed from the list. When using script in an ongoing scenario, there is a small but very significant change we have to include in our code. It's vital though, as if you won't run it this way, it just won't work. If you won't do that, that's what's going to happen. In order to run the script, you have to place the object you want it to attach to, double click on it, and paste the line you want to execute inside the execute field, and make sure this argument starts with an underscore, like this. Last thing to keep in mind is that before you press OK, make sure this icon here is set to G, which stands for global. After we press OK, we will see the action has been added, so we can scrap this thing for salvage. As you may have already noticed, Arma is pretty smart with this one, and it remembers the scripts you have used previously, so you don't have to copy paste them each time. You just can click on this drop down list, select the script you used previously, and for example just adjust it a little, and you can use it the same way. So hopefully it's going to make things a bit faster for you. So that's most of what there is to supply system. I hope after watching this video things will be a bit clearer and you will be able to successfully utilize supply system in your operations. If you will have any questions, you can just DM me on Discord and I will try to assist you best to my ability. So thanks for watching and good luck.